Welcome to the Fall 2017 Concord Township Trustees Fireside Chat. This is the next edition in our series of discussions with the residents of Concord Township to keep you up to date on what's happening around our community. To my right is Paul Malcheski, and to my far right is Connie Luda. As many of you know, there's an election in November, and on the election for Concord Township, there will be a fire department renewal levy. This is the existing 2.7 mil levy. It is one of two levies that funds our fire department. It is a renewal and will not result in any increase in taxes for Concord residents. You can find information on that on the Concord Township website, as well as the Lake County Board of Elections website, as you prepare to vote in November.
I'd also say that levy is critical, as 2.7 mils is the major funding source of that fire department compared to the other levy, which is a safety forces, which combines not only the fire but also the sheriff patrols.
The service department has been very active this summer. They had a project improving cul-de-sacs in Little Mountain Country Club subdivision, and that was related to drainage. Now we are working on the Little Mountain subdivision roads, also Hobby Horse, Lambden Court, Tanglewood Trail, and we're starting improvements in Quail Hollow, starting with Gallant Way.
Connie, that project is the first in a 3-year phase of rebuild and repaving in Quail Hollow, starting in 17 with Gallant Way. We were able to stretch resources on the road projects in 2017 to be able to add Gallant Way to the project list for this fall. And in addition to that, I think we're very pleased to announce that starting in 2018 and then continuing into 2019, we will be engaging in an extensive amount of rebuild of the Quail Hollow subdivision roads throughout that subdivision. As most of you folks know that live in Quail, the township, in conjunction with the county, recently did a major stormwater project over there to work on drainage, and Paul can talk about
that stormwater project initially was developed almost 4 years ago. Initial cost was going to be somewhere around $400,000, but based upon the fact that as more engineering went on, as we started to capture more of the stormwater in different areas, that project just expanded. Additionally, stormwater was part of the drainage improvement for these cul-de-sacs, and those were paid through stormwater dollars. And so these were placed in there. They have drainage in there. They're not just a bare. Initially, the plantings are fairly new, and so I've told the residents that as these mature, please stick with us. Please let us know that they will be beautified, and they should be beautified. But as time goes on, they may have their own choices, and if they would let us know, we will get out there with Stormwater Department and make some adjustments. I've been at probably 7 or 8 of them already, and they are small. I mean, with regards to plantings, are small. They will grow, and my understanding is they will also suck a lot of that salt that we have in our roads out of the area.
Right.
Well, it's an important stormwater program as we work to continually improve our stormwater management in the township. And you know, some folks might think, well, that's just a little thing. It's replacing sections of concrete and cul-de-sacs with non-impermeable or a permeable surface and putting in plantings. But as you start to, the totality of these little projects around the township start to make a difference, whether it's the projects down on 608 in terms of the home acquisition and creating a floodplain to deal with the stormwater situation on that creek, whether it's things like replacing large concrete cul-de-sacs that are just flat and impervious surfaces that just wash stormwater away. Doing a lot of these little projects will start to add up over time.
As you see, we have these, and we had one last evening, these downpours that last, and they're significant. They last night lasted about 5 or 10 minutes, but if we have one that lasts an hour, we need places, as we are creating now throughout the township, to hold that water, so that water doesn't end up in someone's basement. And we continue to find these different little, these little areas that we're able to go ahead and properly use for stormwater management.
Just getting back to the Quail Hollow work for 18 and 19, our anticipation is based on the volume of concrete it's going to need to be replaced. That project in its entirety over 2 years will probably be somewhere to $600,000 to $700,000, and is something that we have been planning on through our long-term strategic planning, and we're very pleased to be able to, with the completion of the stormwater project, to be able to get to those roadways in the next coming couple of years.
And I tell residents all the time, as we come to the end of our paving season, our road rebuilding season, we're always trying to cut and cut as much dollars off of certain projects that are necessary to allow us to extend additional projects, so that it come the fall, early winter, we're able to get one more project out. And we work with the department, with the road department and engineering department of Lake County in helping us facilitate our contractual work, which I think have always been, they had the same mindset as us, as whatever we can do to kind of get a little bit farther on a road, a little bit farther on a project, some more road paved or rebuilt. They certainly understand our philosophy and strive to help us in that engineering of that.
Outstanding.
And our service director does inspect all of the roads continually to watch for any failures, and he plans ahead, several years ahead, on what is needed, and we're hoping that the lifespan of the roads will continue to increase as well.
Coming up in the Recreation Department at Concord Township, the recreation class and event registration is now available online at concordtwp.com.
Right.
And we as a board want to take a moment to thank the volunteers and the sponsors and all those that help make Community Day in August a very special event. We are extremely appreciative of all those that make it happen, from our recreation department through all of our staff. It is a group effort. So many great folks in the community that volunteer, and then of course our sponsors that show that they're great community partners by donating resources along with volunteers to the effort. I thought this year was really outstanding.
I want to thank the people who attended. We had a lot better attendance this year than we have in the past, and they seem to have stayed all day, which is great. Of course, it used to be that they came for the parade, went home, and came back for the fireworks. This year there were so many activities and so much food, good food, that I think they stayed all day, and that was great.
Well, one of the delightful things is, and as hard as our recreation department works, as hard as our volunteers work, it was nice to see that we had sponsors that were unsolicited. Just wanted to come and help and be part of the community. It certainly validates the hard work that the community department does, and it validates the necessariness of community days and being a good community and allowing our residents to have an opportunity to kind of get together on Concord Township property and just enjoy some of the assets of Concord Township.
Totally agree. Concord Community Day is all about developing a stronger sense and a stronger bond of community in Concord Township. Everybody has busy lives. They've got family commitments. They're working. It's an opportunity to come together as a community in a way that Midwestern communities traditionally have done for a couple hundred years. So, we're very proud of the 2017 Community Day, and we look forward to 2018.
And I like the fact that we changed it to earlier in August so that kids aren't in school and we don't have to compete with all the other activities that go on Labor Day weekend.
Good point.
It is good.
The zoning department wants everyone to know that zoning department applications are now available online. So if you have a utility building that you're looking to put in, a shed, a fence, or a pool, anything of that nature, you can get those applications online now at concordtwp.com and go under the zoning department, and you'll be able to fill that out in the convenience of your own home.
And not only that, but if you're having any problems doing it, you call during regular business hours at Concord Township. You have a department down there that is more than willing to walk you through anything.
But our website is really a treasure of information. You can find all kinds of things there.
And speaking of the website, it is currently under redevelopment. What should be a vibrant township website with lots of interactive components that hopefully make your lives easier as residents. And a big part of that redevelopment of the website will be making it user-friendly in terms of your mobile devices. Studies show that somewhere around 45 to 50% of governmental websites are accessed by mobile devices. And so we want to make sure that our website is optimized for doing just that.
All right, Concord Hills Park improvements. We have recently repaved the courts and the walking path. We're going to redo some of the landscaping in that area. So far, if somebody has been out there, we've had significant feedback that everybody is in love with the improvements that have been made over there. I know I've been out there. I know that throughout this weekend, there were several people having picnics out there. It seemed like you had to get there fairly early, around 7:30, as people were starting to save little spots there. But I'm very pleased that it's being used.
Yes.
I thought it turned out wonderful. Hopefully you're viewing pictures as we're talking or discussing this matter now on the wonderful work that was done out there.
Yeah, and if you like to play tennis or you want to shoot some hoops, get right out there. That's a beautiful new surface, and I think will be a real asset for years to come. Something else that folks should be looking for when you're out on social media, be it Facebook or Twitter, Concord Township does have sites on both Facebook and Twitter, and we encourage you to look those up, like them, or follow them, depending on the particular cyber platform. It's a great way to stay informed of things that are going on in the township.
But I think, by Facebook and Twitter, we're hoping to inform individuals of the up and coming weather and any road delays or problems that we're having. And I remind everyone that when we are pushing and getting rid of snow, our routes are about 4 to 5 hours, and so there are some delays, but keep in mind it takes a route driver 4 to 5 hours to complete his initial route. So.
And we only do township roads, so if you're stuck on a county or a state road, it's not us.
Well, and if you are stuck on a county or state road, be sure to call the Sheriff's Department or the State Highway Patrol.
Right.
I guess that was our Game of Thrones reference. Winter is coming.
Right. I don't.
We're not looking forward to it. This is the fall edition of the Fireside Chat.
You want to discuss the Auburn Road water line?
I think that'd be good. Those of you who travel through the Auburn 44 interchange noticed this summer that there was some water line work done. That was part of the city of Painesville's upgrade to the water line that feeds that area to a 16-inch pipe so that there is sufficient capacity for future development in the Auburn-Cryle 44 corridor. That was essential work. Yes, there'll be some inconveniences as we travel through there, but when it's all said and done, we should have a nicely reconstructed and repaved road.
Yeah. And we're continuing to encourage Paynesville and now advocating that to the county as well on additional Paynesville water lines that need to be repaired, need to be upgraded. These are main trunk lines that go throughout Concord Township that have additional necessity based upon their age that they need to be repaired or just in total replacement of those trunk lines.
And I guess that water discussion flows right into our next point, which is some of the economic development efforts that we have had underway that you're starting to see on the Cryle Road area. These have been really years in the making, and obviously now Starbucks is open. The Cryle Crossing plaza that's a part of is filling in and is continuing to develop the other buildings that will be a part of that project in its finality. In addition, if you travel further down Cryle, south of Capitol Parkway, you will notice that the Drug Mart construction is well underway. I've had some questions in the community. I think there might be some misconceptions that I've been asked by a number of people if they heard it was just going to be a Drug Mart warehouse. That is not true. It's going to be a full-service Drug Mart, much like their new stores in Highland Heights and Lakewood. And if you've had a chance to, for any reason, to see those, they're very nice, and our expectation is that this should be a first-rate facility. Its overall size is going to be somewhere around 27,000 square feet, so it will be a full-service drugstore.
Yeah, it's got a significant anchor at the end of Cryle Road for us.
That was important because in our 7 years of working with Drug Mart on getting them in, from the first time we had a conversation with them in 2010 to now the project starting in 2017, looking at site location, what would work best, that's a big win for Concord Township, because those who know, that location had the old Activities Press building, which was in not good shape. It was deteriorating, and from a township standpoint, it's a big win to be able to get somebody like Drug Mart, a Northeast Ohio-based company, to come in and redevelop that site. It's sort of become an eyesore and problematic for us in terms of trying to find tenants for that property, and convincing Drug Mart and working with them to locate to that site is a big win for the township.
Yeah, repurposing a building is something significant to occur, and again, they provide an excellent anchor at the end of the Cryle Road.
Right.
And they are already sponsoring Community Day, and they've really embraced being part of Concord Township. And my understanding is the gentleman that will be managing the store is a Concord resident.
Oh, great. Well, throughout the years, the people who talked to me, most of them said, why don't we get a drugstore? So it's really a wonderful thing that we finally did.
And so folks know, and some of you have heard this story at some of our other talks and some of our meetings, but it wasn't a matter of just putting out a shingle and then beating back all the drugstores. We met with all the major drugstore entities and their representatives to convince them to locate in Concord, because as Connie mentioned, I know the number one thing in my 11 years as a trustee, the number one thing people asked for was getting a drugstore.
That's right.
And so it was something that we worked very hard at for a long time, and we met with all the others, and for one reason or another, the others didn't feel that Concord fit their development plans. I think those development plans are faulty if Concord is not included. Sure. But to their credit, Drug Mart immediately recognized that Concord was a market that they wanted to be in, and I know from me talking with their management staff, they're very excited to open up.
Drug Mart founder and owner, who has since passed, spent a lot of time in our Concord offices and a lot of time just talking with us. and felt like, he was part of the Concord family. And I think it was important for him.
And it's going to attract other businesses as well, because if they think Drug Mart likes Concord, then maybe they better take another look.
So our commitment for our residents is, as we work on these types of projects, whether it's Starbucks, and, I know there's probably people watching that are like, well, I don't care about Starbucks. And then there's a lot of people watching who are very excited about Starbucks.
Sure.
And sort of we get that feedback from residents. It's been important to us to always work to bring the amenities that our residents are looking for. We're out, we have these conversations all the time, and about what things that people are looking for, those conveniences, so that they don't have to drive to Menor if they need aspirin or something along those lines, or meet somebody for coffee. These are important elements to what it means to be a healthy and sustainable community, and we'll continue to work on those types of amenities and services that folks that they're looking for.
Okay, so get an ice cream store. That's the latest thing I've had requests for.
As you can probably tell, our list is quite long in terms of requests that we get from residents for different brands of stores, specific stores themselves,
right,
versus overall genres of stores and services that people are looking for. And we do keep an open eye out on that, and we do actively get out and meet with representatives from some of those stores and those types of establishments and services to talk about Concord and to sell Concord and gauge interest in locating those types of establishments to Concord.
And we have no problem increasing that list. So please call us, email us, talk with us. We're always interested in some amenities that residents are looking for. We certainly hope that we can meet your request. It does take some time. It took some time with Starbucks, took some time with Drug Mart.
Starbucks took 5 years.
Yeah. But they're here, and it appears that they are doing very well. That Starbucks lot is always filled. Always filled.
So by the time this opens, our newest establishment will be Pizza Roto, which is actually a Concord-based business, and this will be their second store, their first one being in Mentor.
Madison.
Madison, excuse me. And so I'm sure folks that are watching this, a lot of them have already probably made it there, and some will probably be showing up sooner than later. In addition, this fall, Burgers to Beer will be opening in that same Crossing Plaza, and we're very excited to welcome them to Concord as well.
Thank you for watching.
That's right. Thank you for watching. As always, if anybody has questions, you can reach all of us with one simple email, trustees@concordtwp.com, and our cell phones and home phones and things of that nature are all on the website at concordtwp.com. We always welcome questions and inquiries on matters related to Concord Township. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you.